All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praises to the true and the only living powers, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings be to all the Akim now pushing this word and truth and sincerity, shalom. This is going to be another lesson through the Rakakadash. And now the one right inside this is edifying. All right, call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shah 144. All right, but as you see, I got this article pulled up, and it says, scared of civil unrest. South Florida gun shop sees major jump in sales to first-time firearm owners. Right, and basically the reason that, the sales of, the rate of gun sales are going up is because, as you see, it says civil unrest, man. People are scared of civil unrest, which is Bible prophecy, man. Because 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, speaks about how people is going to be rising up against the government. They're not going to be listening with swords in their hands, man. Right? And your modern day sword is speaking about these firearms, man. Right? Your AR-15s, right? Because, the sales rate in AR-15s, that's been increasing at a dramatic scale, man. All right, so at any moment, man, this shit's going to go down. And there's a lot of people that's aware of that, man, especially these Edomites, man. Right? Because you got inflation going on. Right, the price of beef and different things of that nature, that's increasing, man. Right, like I know here in the city that I'm in Texas, beef, that should have cost, say, $3 is now $6 to $8, man. Right, this is gonna lead to hyperinflation, man. Right, because the value of the dollar is decreasing, man, which is gonna result in the cost of these different products, like, things in the grocery store to increase, man. Right. And that itself is going to cause civil unrest, man, or social unrest, or whatever you want to call it, man. All right. And it's a lot of people, they scared of that. So what are they doing? They're going and buying guns. Right. And the violence is already at an all-time high, man. Right. And it's going to continue to get worse and worse because, as the scripture says, as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be, which is what I'm going to grab, man. All right. Because before the days of the flood, much like it before the flood, in that time, violence was at an all-time high, man. And it's the same shit today. You got cash registers, people that, work at the cash registers, they getting shot and shit, man. All right, people, that's, complaining about, trapment. It was one, it's like, I don't want to butcher, but it's this one Jake, and he was complaining because these Jakes had cut this lady yard next door to him. They left all types of trash at his shit, and he basically told them, to get that cleaned up or whatever, and they shot him, man. All right? But, I'm going to play this so I can, bring out some scriptures.
Or the El Mula banquet.
Now at 11, tens of thousands of Americans who have never owned guns before are now considering buying one or adding to what they already have. And many of those new owners are in South Florida, prompted by the recent increase in crime and violence. Here's CBS 4's Keith Jones.
As we come out of the pandemic, we're learning a lot of people spent a lot of time and money on home improvements, exercise and fitness, and now we're learning a lot of people spent a lot of money on guns, and a lot of those purchasers are first-time gun buyers. Walk into any gun store and owners are singing the same tune. Gun sales are up. Some shops have seen 2 to 3% increases since the pandemic, others as much as 10%.
Yeah, I've seen a big uptick in AR-15s. Anybody who doesn't have one wants to get one now, and people that already have them, 1 or 2 for target, are buying 3 and 4 more just to have them.
Roy Gosley owns the Billboy Tackle and Gun Shop in Fort Lauderdale. His sales have been non-stop, and he's experiencing the gun barrel peril of supply and demand.
So it's really hard to sell things when you don't have them and when you can't get them, and then when you do get them, they tend to leave the shop faster than you can possibly replace it.
His cases of ammunition are once again stocked. 6 months ago, bullets, rounds, ammo, whatever you want to call it, were really difficult to come by, and now a new phenomena. Most gun purchasers are loaded rod rookies.
What we're seeing is about 50% of all gun sales these days are first-time gun owners.
We saw, at least from documented registered cases, over 20 million guns more sold last year than the year before.
Dr. Alex Picaro, the criminologist chair at UM's Department of Sociology and Criminology, studies these numbers. According to the FBI, background checks for firearms went up 31% in the first 4 months of this year. Stats from the Florida Department of Agriculture show initial or new applications for concealed weapons in Miami-Dade almost tripled from July of last year to more than 17,000, and an additional 300 in Broward County.
A lot of people were scared, so you had an increase in first-time buyers who were just panicking.
A pandemic sprinkled with riots and demonstrations that went sideways made for a recipe of people wanting protection. And now, add the fact beefs are no longer settled with pushing and shoving, a fistfight at worst.
Now kids are they're just solving the problems right here, right now, Keith, because they're not thinking about tomorrow.
It's the minute few who intend to use a weapon in public or cause carnage like at the Hookah Lounge in Kendall or the El Mula Banquet Hall. Most first-time gun owners are about one thing.
If something does happen, they're prepared.
Gossley says not only are gun sales up, but his firearms training course seeing a lot more people in it. He was seeing 3 to 4 per class, but during the pandemic, that shot up to about 25 per class. And as we come out of the pandemic, it's starting to trickle off once again. In Fort Lauderdale, Keith Jones.
All right, so as you see, man, it's a lot of people panicking. And what are they doing? They're going and buying guns, just like how it was at the beginning of this, you know what, man. Right, whenever the C-19 came around, what was people doing? They was panicking, and it was starting to go and stock up on ammunition and also buying guns, man. Right, and within a year of, was it February 2020, the sales of, the sales rate of guns and ammunition, that it rose, shit, I can't even remember the exact number, but it was a crazy-ass number, man. But now it's even higher than what it was going back to February 2020, man. Right, so hey, the Spirit of the Lord is working, man, right? So something getting ready to happen pretty soon. There's a lot of people, hey, they know that, man, right? So the first scripture on the grab, as a matter of fact, I got this pulled up as well, all right? I typed in how many registered guns are in the U.S., and it says of the 393 million firearms in the U.S., right, only 6.06 million of them are registered, right? Because you got a lot of people that carry guns illegally on the streets, man. Right, and here in Texas, they starting to allow people that don't even have registered firearms to basically carry them, man. Right, legally, man. Right, so hey, through the Spirit, hey, something getting ready to happen. I'm not saying it's tomorrow, next month, 2 months from now, but hey, it's gonna come down pretty soon, man. Shit, auto and renter's eyes next month sometime, man. All right, but the Lord, he gonna work on his own time, man. Right, but it says according to the Pew Research Center, handguns are the most common type of firearm among gun owners. About 39% of men and 22% of women say they own a firearm. Which is, I can say that is true, man. Right, but as you see now, people, they more into not firearms, but AR-15s, man, and that's what they want to ban. Right, they want to basically take away your Second Amendment right. They want to take away all the firearms, but ultimately they trying to start with the AR-15s. Right, and that's ultimately going to start, a civil unrest, man. All right, but this is the book of Genesis 6:11. It says the earth also was corrupt before Yahweh, right? Speaking about in the time of Noah, man, before the flood. It was corrupt, and that's the same shit that you see today, man. Everything is corrupt. I just got off, the internet not too long ago, and I seen it was 2 dykes, man. There was like, trannies or something. One of them had a beard and shit, growing facial hair, boo-booing on the toilet, man. And you had another one, I guess she was a tranny. She let the man on some bestiality shit, man. Let the dog lick her ride, man. And it was proud about that shit, laughing and stuff, man. All right, so the earth is in a corrupt state, as it was going back in that time. It says, and the earth was filled with violence, man. And that's exactly how it's going to be in this time, man. It already is filled with violence, but this shit is going to increase, man. Right, because as Matthew 24:12 says, it says, what is it, damn, I forgot how exactly it went. But basically, iniquity shall abound. That's what it is, man. Meaning it was going to increase, man. Right, especially coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, violence is going to be at an all-time high, man. Right, shots going to be letting off like that, man. Right, you think shit is bad now? Wait until it, the Lord really amped this shit up, man. Right, so this is Luke 17:26. It says, and as it was in the days of Noah, where we just read, it was full of violence. It says, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man, right? Which is the time that we're living in now, man. So before Yahweh Shah comes back, hey, it's going to be getting even more bad out here, man. Right? Violence is going to continue to increase, especially coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. Right? Because the scripture speaks about how, people are going to be out here, hey, blazing each other down, man. Right? With their swords, man. What's the modern day sword? Speaking about these guns, man. And you have prophets, they saw visions of them, like Nahum. And I'm actually grabbed that after this next scripture I'll grab right here, man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, 2nd Ezra 15. In verse 15 it says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Right, that's going to be the upwards of these people, man. Right, the reason the people buying guns now is why? Because they're afraid of social unrest, man. Right, so whenever that kicks in, you're gonna have people doing all types of shit, man, invading one another. And these people that got guns, what you think they're gonna be doing, man? Letting them shots off, man. They ain't buying them for no reason. Right, and ultimately the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to do so that, it could be fulfillment of prophecy, man. All right, verse 16 it says, "For there shall be sedition among men," right? Social unrest, man. Civil unrest. It says, "In invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power," man. All right, so the next scripture I'm gonna grab is Nahum the 4th chapter, or Shalaki, Nahum the 3rd chapter. All right, Nahum 3. And I'll start at 3. It says, "The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear." Right, and the reason Nahum described, the sword is that, that bright sword and that glittering spear is because in today's time, as you see, this is what he's seeing, man. This is the vision that he's seeing, right? You see when them shots are off, whenever that gun lets off a shot, it has a spark or has that flame at the tip of that barrel, man. This is what Nahum is describing, man, right? It says, "The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain." Right, that's what's going to be happening, man. You're going to have a lot of people in these coming times that get mowed down by the way of the gun, man. Right, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none enter their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses, man. So it's getting ready to get bad out here, man. That's why the Lord's putting a spirit on these people to panic and go about guns, man. Right, so that this can basically be fulfilled, man. All right, it's going to be a lot of people out here. Like one of the brothers mentioned, you're going to be seeing people out here with their tops knocked off, man. Right, people out here just shot the hell up, man. All right. Revelations 18 and 21. It says, "And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be no more found at all," right? Which is ultimately going, into the destruction of America. Right, but even before the destruction of America, man, you're going to have America falling by what, man? By violence, man. Right, people invading one another, man. Right, shooting each other up, man. Right, it's going to be real violent out here, man. Right, because as it was in the days before the flood, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man, man. Right, in the coming of the Son of Man. Right, it was violent as shit back then in the time of Noah, man. The earth was corrupt, and it's the same thing all over again, man. And as it says in Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter, that which hath been, matter of fact, let me grab it. I don't want to butcher it. Okay, come. Verse 9, it says, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun," man. Right? Because of reincarnation. Right? So just like how it was back in the time of Noah, man, it was violent and shit. It's the same thing now, man. All right, but that was pretty much all I had to bring out, man. It's going to get bad out here pretty soon, man. I don't want to write shit this summer, but shit, if not, hey, it happens soon, man, sooner or later. All right, but before I close out, I want to say, call Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Bashim Kakadash. And with that, I say, Shalom and the Bible Bar.